Hi there, this is Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club, and today I am designing a layout using the September kits, the September main kit. I also have the Project Life kit, the Embellishment kit, and some bits from the colour kit too. I'm also working with one of the sprays from the August colour kit, the Well Blue Me Down spray. My layout today is for Mixed Media Monday, so therefore I am doing a mixed media layout here. As you can see, I'm starting off with a sheet of white cardstock. That's the double thick card that came in the September kit. I'm using the packaging technique to add those three colours. So I've got the Cotton Candy spray, the Wisteria Lane Shimmers paint, which is there, and the Well Blue Me Down spray, also by Shimmers too, but that one was from the August kit rather than the September kit, which the other two are from. I'm going to be working with the Indigo Hills 2 collection today. So these colours really appealed to me, and they all appear in the Indigo Hills 2 kit collection too, so these work really well. As you can see, I've done a few areas with the packaging technique. The Shimmers paint is much thicker than the sprays, so you can see there's a much darker area at the top there where I've applied that directly, and I've done some sprays directly onto the layout with the pink and the green sprays too, and I'm just adding some flicks. I tend not to flick from the bottle these days. I tend to put some spray onto a piece of packaging and pick it up with a paintbrush and flick using my paintbrush instead. What I'm doing now is going around with a baby wipe and drying off some of those wetter areas, and also so that I don't smudge it. I really want to start working on the layout straight away rather than go and dry it with a heat tool or wait, so I'm taking the easy option and drying it off a little bit with a baby wipe, just to make sure that I don't smudge it while I'm working with it. I've just laid my photo on top. It's still a bit wet, but it's not soaked anymore. I've just trimmed my cardstock down a little bit. I've taken a bit more off of the top and the bottom than the edges, and I had a stray bright pink spot at the top there, so I've just incorporated that into my design by ripping it a little bit and distressing the top edge of the white cardstock. So I decided to use that grey as my background, and the other side of that is the Indigo Hills beautiful leaves and flowers and things, I wrestled with myself for a moment there as to whether or not I could actually not gut the middle and just use the whole sheet, but I do have two sheets of it, and this is a mixed media layout, so therefore the cardstock has warped a little bit and it could do with an extra backing behind it. So yes, I use the full sheet without taking the middle out, which is something I don't do very often. Okay, so I've brought out some Project Life cards to use. I've got a purple one, a greeny one, and then I love that blue, the white one with the blue edges top and bottom. I trimmed it down because 3x4 was a little bit too big against my photo. I've pulled out a chipboard frame from the Pink Fresh Studio Indigo Hills 2 chipboard sheets, and I'm faffing around there with the second one to see if I can make that work too, but ultimately I think I don't use it, or maybe I just use it a small bit poking out to the left of the photo, as you can see there. The big frame, I had to move around a few times. I couldn't get it sitting right. I wasn't keen on how it looked, but eventually I've decided on this formation, so my photo on the left, my journaling card to the right, and the big frame, the big circular frame to the right of that. A couple of journaling cards poking out of the top, and I'm really loving how that looks. Obviously I've covered up most of the background that I created with my photo and cluster, but that's part of the point of mixed media, is to do that. So I just really want the paint to show around the edges of my clusters. I absolutely love that massive word adventure from the Vicky Boutin thickers sheet. She's got some great phrases on there. It's really awesome, but that adventure was great. So today's theme is all about me, so I'm scrapbooking about my crazy family. We're a family of 5 now. We've got a new baby, and it is one big adventure for us. So, and this is our first family photo since he was born, actually. He's 8 weeks old now, and literally not had a family photo until this one was taken. So I'm really pleased to have got this scrapped. And this is my biggest and latest adventure. So I thought the word adventure was a perfect title there. Okay, so I've been through the Pink Fresh ephemera, pulled out some sprays of flowers. I've also fussy cut some as well from a different sheet. I'm just getting those stuck down. I did use that little Pink Fresh frame in the end, down towards the bottom left of my photo, and you can see I've added in an Amy Tangerine funky foam flower in the tealy colour or mint colour, which is over to the right of my journaling card, and I'm just going through and seeing what else I can pull through. So I'm really sticking with the 3 colours that I had in my mixed media, so the teal, the pink and the deep purple, and I'm putting all of those embellishments with those colours out from the kits from this month. I love the chipboard from Pink Fresh. I think it's a lovely set of chipboard shapes, really different, and I've got in as many of those as I can. I like the fact that there's a mix of big ones and little ones, and I've used some label stickers too. I've also used one of those Maggie Holmes tassel bow things from the Willow Lane collection. That's down to the left of my photo, and I really love the cardstock labels from Pink Fresh too. They have got some really lovely phrases on, lots of which go with my layout or current family situation. I've got one there that I've just chopped into pieces that says enjoy the little things. That's at the top, and some under the word adventure too. I'm fiddling around with those triangles. I wanted them top and bottom, but just couldn't quite get them to work, so I've put all 4 of them at the top there. Obviously haven't used them as they were intended, which is like photo corners. And I'm just writing my journaling out on that lovely journaling card. I've stuck everything else down, but the journaling card I made sure wasn't stuck so that I could take it off my layout, put it on my table so I had a flat surface to write with. So that's what I'm just doing there. So now that that's done, I'm just getting that stuck in place now. I had already got some embellishments kind of on it or over it, and I just made sure when I stuck everything down that I was able to remove the journaling card and slot it back into place. So now I'm just faffing with the last few bits. I really love that wood veneer, those wood veneer shapes with the gold foil on. They've got different colours in, they're lovely. So I wanted to get some of those in if I could, so I've got one to the bottom left of my photo now. Also really like the pop of dark, and I'm now pulling in some extra bits from the Vicky Boutin thickers. I love that these thickers have great phrases, but also some little bits and pieces too. I love a pop of black on a layout. I think it really makes it. I'm really struggling with that arrow. It won't go anywhere. But I've got 2 of the little spirals in and some little black dots as well that I've used as kind of like enamel dots. And this cute little smiley face as well. Well, that's just goes perfectly with my crazy family. And I'm just finishing off by adding some final flicks of the Well Blew Me Down colour. I obviously covered up a lot of my background and just wanted to make sure that I'd got some of those flicks showing all around the edges, particularly at the top above the photo where I have a little embellishment cluster. I wanted to fill in the gaps there with some extra flicks there, so that's what I've done. And I say I've used a paintbrush instead of flicking directly from the bottle. I just find it works better. Okay, so that is my layout done for Mixed Media Monday and the All About Me theme, which is I've scrapped about my crazy little family. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. That was Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.